All right, and here is part 2 of increasing and decreasing functions. In part 1, we talked about how to take what we are familiar with in inequality notation and translate that into interval notation to show closed and open intervals. We talked about infinity and negative infinity, and then we looked at a specific type of function called a one-to-one function. And we talked about how we can test a one-to-one function using a horizontal line test, or we can actually use the definition of a one-to-one function to see if a function is in fact, if a function is in fact one-to-one. Now the reason that we're looking at all this is because we need to be able to tell whether a function is increasing or decreasing. Remember, this whole lesson is just kind of foundational. We're talking about some important terms before we get into operations with functions and inverse functions. So take a look over here. We have a picture of an increasing function. And if I were to ask you, why is this an increasing function? Hopefully you would say something about the slope. Or you might say the x values, or, as we go on the left, so at x equals -2, or y is way down there in negative land. And as we move to the right, moving left to right, our x values also increase and our y values increase as our x values increase. There we go. Our y values increase as our x values increase. So hopefully you would recognize that and say, logically, yes, that is an increasing function. Here is our official definition. A function is increasing if and only if for any two real number points, x1 and x2, x1 is less than x2, and that implies that the function of x1 is less than the function of x2. Now these 1 and 2 don't have any mathematical operational significance. They're not like exponents. It's just sub numbers, and it's just helping us to identify which x point we're talking about. So this is the first x point, and this is the second x point. Now when we pick our x1 and our x2, we're always moving left to right. So our x1 is going to be on the left, and our x2 needs to be the right of that. So we could pick -1, for example. Come back. Trying to write on the screen here. We could pick -1, for example, as our x1, and we could pick 1 as our x2. Again, we're moving left to right. And if we were to plug this in, we say -1 is less than 1. Yep, that's true. And does that imply that f of x1 is less than f of x2? Well, f of x1 is -1, and f of 1 is 1. So f of -1 is less than f of 1. Right, those two things are both true. So therefore we have an increasing function. So again, we can look at it logically and say, yes, that's increasing, or we can go back to the definition and prove that it is in fact increasing. A decreasing function. All right, so let's take a look at this picture. Logically, we can say, yes, this is decreasing. We see that as x increases, y actually decreases. The slope is kind of a negative slope if we were to draw that as a straight line. And our definition for a decreasing function is this. A function is decreasing if and only if for any two real number points, x1 and x2, x sub 1 and x sub 2, x sub 1 is less than x sub 2, which implies that f of x sub 1 is greater than f of x sub 2. So let's choose some points. Again, we have to move left to right. So we're going to choose our x sub 1 point to be -1 and our x sub 2 to be 1. Okay, according to this, if it's decreasing, x sub 1 is less than x sub 2. Well, -1 is less than -1. So yes, that is true. And f of x sub 1 is greater than f of x sub 2. Well, f of x, that's just our y value. So f of x sub 1 is 1. And f of x sub 2, or f of 1, is -1. And 1 is greater than -1, so that part is true. Again, we can look at the graph and we can say, yes, that's decreasing, but we can also use the definition as well to prove that this function is in fact decreasing. Now, a function that is increasing over its entire domain, or one that is decreasing over its entire domain, is a strictly monotonic function. So let's go back to our previous graphs here. We saw this graph here was increasing over its entire domain. From -infinity to +infinity, it is increasing. Strictly monotonic. This function, from -infinity to +infinity, it is decreasing. Strictly monotonic. You should also be thinking, oh, so like linear functions, those are strictly monotonic. Those linear functions that were just straight lines, that, y equals mx plus b, that function, yep, those linear functions are strictly monotonic. Mono meaning one here. Okay, they just have one thing that they're doing. They are either increasing or they are decreasing. They are strictly monotonic. A monotonic function may remain constant over all or part of its domain. So if we take out the word strictly and we just have monotonic without the strictly, you might have a function that looks like this. Okay, that should be a straight line here, constant, where it's increasing and then it maybe hits a little bit of a plateau and then it starts increasing again. It never decreases, so it's still increasing, but it may have that one little kind of stair step there where it's monotonic. Another monotonic function is our greatest integer function. If you remember, that was the one that kind of looked like stair steps here going up. Okay, it has these parts of its domain that are constant. All right, so this is a monotonic function, not strictly monotonic, but monotonic. All right, sorry, my computer froze for a second there. I couldn't move my mouse. All right, I'm not sure what happened during the last 7 seconds of that video. Everything on my computer kind of froze. So let's just pick up right here and carry on. All right, take a look at this function. This is one of those linear functions. You can see that it's decreasing, and it's decreasing over its entire domain. From negative infinity to positive infinity, it is decreasing, and so it is strictly monotonic. Maybe keep that I in there, can remind you that it's monotonic for all infinity. From negative infinity to positive infinity, over its entire domain, it is monotonic. Okay, now, that's with the arrows. We could cut out the arrows and look only at this specific domain, but looking at this right now, this is strictly monotonic because over the entire domain, it is decreasing. You take a look at this function. In this function, we don't have a strictly monotonic function because it's not increasing or decreasing over the entire domain. It's actually doing two different things. So we're going to use interval notation to tell when it's decreasing and when it's increasing. And we see from negative infinity, so way up here, negative infinity to 0, it's decreasing. Remember, we're going to use that interval notation of the parentheses on the negative infinity and the bracket on 0 because 0 is included here. And then it's increasing from 0 to positive infinity. Bracket on the 0, infinity with the parentheses. So it's got two different things that are happening, and we can show what's happening using interval notation. So this function is not strictly monotonic over the entire domain. Now, we have a couple of other terms that we need to learn. The next one is non-decreasing. A non-decreasing function describes a function that's non-decreasing if and only if for any two real number points, again, x sub 1 and x sub 2, x sub 1 is less than x sub 2 implies that f of x sub 1 is less than or equal to f of x sub 2. In our increasing function, we didn't have this little equal to. In our non-decreasing function, we've got that equal to. Again, what that tells us is that there may be points or there may be times where these numbers are equal. That means they're constant. So this function that I drew earlier that looked like this is a non-decreasing function. It's not increasing because if I picked points right here and right here, they wouldn't be increasing. They would, however, be equal. So this is an example of a non-decreasing function. A non-increasing function, you got it. A function is non-increasing if and only if for any two real number points, x sub 1 and x sub 2. X sub 1 is less than x sub 2 implies that f of x sub 1 is greater than or equal to f of x sub 2. So this might be a function that looks like this. So it's decreasing, but if I pick 2 points, these 2 points aren't going to be decreasing. These 2 points are constant, and then it decreases again. So this is a good example of a non-increasing function. We can't say it's decreasing by definition, but we can say that it's non-decreasing or non-increasing. All right, taking a look at these functions, every increasing function is also non-decreasing. Every increasing function can also be described as non-decreasing. A non-decreasing function may not necessarily be called increasing. Because of this little constant part, it can't be described as increasing. It can only be described as non-decreasing because it has this part that may remain constant. So this function on our left is both. It's increasing and non-decreasing. This one is non-decreasing only. It can't be described as increasing because it has this flat plateau, this constant part. All right, today we gave intervals where a function is increasing or decreasing using interval notation. We talked about closed intervals, that's where the point is included. Open intervals, that's used for an open circle or infinity and negative infinity, or half open and half closed intervals. And we're going to use that to describe parts of a function. Let's say I give you a picture of a function and I ask you to zoom in on just one part, one interval. And looking at just that one part, is it increasing or decreasing? You should be able to tell me that using interval notation. Let's see if we can go back real quickly and do one, because we didn't do it. Okay, what if I gave you the interval? For example, we have three intervals in this function. We've got negative infinity to negative 1. We've got negative 1 to 1. And we've got 1 to infinity. Think about how you would describe those intervals. So look at this first interval, negative infinity to negative 1. How would you describe that piece of the function? That piece of the function is increasing over the whole domain. What about this piece, negative 1 to 1? Okay, if we look at that function, it's not increasing, it's not decreasing, it's constant. It is constant, and we would describe that as non-decreasing. And then looking at our last little interval here from negative 1 to positive infinity, how would we describe that piece? We would describe that piece as increasing again. So interval notation is going to be really important for helping us zoom in on functions and describing specific pieces or specific intervals of the function. We also identified one-to-one functions using the horizontal line test, and because we can't always graph every single function, using the definition of a one-to-one function. We also identified it that way and tested it. Okay. Oh, and lastly, it's not listed here. We also identified functions as increasing or decreasing, looking at the graph and looking at the definition. We should be able to look at both the graph and the definition. And if you guys have any questions, be sure to ask me next class.